hear that? That is the sound of freedom. A lush and rugged expanse about 130 miles south of Atlanta, just shy of 97 acres. It's undeveloped, unincorporated, and it has new owners.
It feels amazing. It feels really amazing. I cry every time I come here.
Renee Walters is one of them. She's president of the Freedom Georgia Initiative. It's a collective of 19 black families who recently bought this land. This dream all started a few weeks ago during Renee's typical morning call with her friend Ashley Scott.
She said, Ashley, did you see the article about Toomsboro for sale?
It turns out that the entire small town was never for sale, just a bundle of a few dozen homes and buildings. So Ashley, a real estate agent, looked for listings in the area and found one for this.
And it was just such a beautiful piece of land. It was affordable, and it just made sense that we could create something that would be amazing for our families.
Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place?
It really was when we saw what happened with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the protests. We both have black husbands, we both have black sons, and I was starting to get overwhelmed and have a sense of anxiety when my husband would leave the house to go to work. So watching our people protesting in the streets, while it is important, and I want people to stay out in the streets bringing attention to the injustices of black people, we needed to create a space and a place where we could be a village again, a tribe again.
I only got 2 seats too.
So Renee and Ashley reached out to family and friends, and together they bought what they intend to name Freedom Georgia, a new black city.
We don't intend for it to be exclusively black, but we do intend for it to be pro-black in every way.
Jessica Gordon-Amard is an economist and an expert on black collectives.
I've found tremendous benefits to individuals, families, and the communities that are involved in it, including, the economic stability and prosperity, but also leadership development, social capital development, other kinds of human capital development. And so it's really a win-win for everybody involved to be involved.
The owners hosted the Big Black Campout over Labor Day weekend. Supporters drove in from across the country. The plan is to introduce farming next, create a lake for sustainable fishing, facilities for recreation, and eventually develop a fully operational, expanded city.
By being able to create a community that is thriving, that is safe, that has agriculture and commercial businesses that are supporting one another, and that dollars circulating in our community, that is our vision. And to be able to pass this land down to my children and to the children that are represented by each of our 19 families as a piece of legacy. We're hoping to create legacy.
Victor Blackwell, CNN, Wilkinson County, Georgia.
Sorry about that. That was powerful. I like that. This is something that I've always talked about, how we need black cities. We need to control our own infrastructure. We need to own and control everything, when it comes to economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. We need that, right? Black people are the only group of people that don't have and don't own and control our own cities. We don't. I live in Miami Gardens. This is a predominantly black city, but it's not owned or controlled by black people. Sure, you may have figureheads in the front office, not front office, but the elected officials, right? But they're controlled. They're puppets, right? They're controlled by the dominant white society. And money talks. So whoever pays them controls them, right? So when you have your own infrastructure that's owned by you, ran by you, you own and control your own initiative. You own and control, right? Everything that comes in and comes out. And so when you have a city like this that's from Toomsboro, Georgia, has been up for sale for quite some time. I believe from this article from Wikipedia, it was up for sale for $1.7 million. Now, for 97 acres of land, that's a dirt cheap price. Had I known about this, I would have definitely become an investor as well. This is a great opportunity. But, you know, I'm glad the sisters decided to go ahead and pool their resources, pool their money together, and start something like this. You know, a lot of these, you know, I could say a lot of things about different people who want to start like schools and stuff like that and asking for donations, you know, for like almost 10 years, right? And pretty much little to nothing is coming up from that. Well, you got a group of 19 families that pooled their money together in less than a year and bought a city that will be ran and controlled by black people for black families. You know, the only, you know, this particular concept is nothing new, right? But it's something that needs to continue to happen. It needs to continue to be done on a daily basis. We had, you know, an African village in South Carolina called Oyotunji Village that has been there since the 1970s. Now this is a little bit different because this particular village, they're bringing African culture to America, right? Similar concept, but not really the same as you know, what the sisters or the families in Toomsboro, Georgia are trying to do. Is basically a black city plan. That's what it is. It's a black city for black families, for businesses to thrive, and for that dollar to circulate in our communities. Again, like I said, we're the only people that don't have our own cities. We don't live in our own communities that are ran by us. They're ran by other entities, ran by other resources. We only populate a city. We only populate a city that we don't own or control. And, you know, the youth, the younger generation seem to have a mindset, especially the younger generation who live in impoverished conditions. They seem to have a mindset of, okay, well, you know, I'm going to get into drugs, violence, gang, and they want to continue to run. I'm have air quotations in the air that you can't see. Run the block that they don't own or control. Right? How can you fight over a block that you don't own or control? Black people need to learn how to fight an invisible enemy. You know, they don't know what to do when it comes to fighting your real enemy. It's not the people that you see in front of you. It's the enemy that you don't see. You know? And black people don't understand that concept at all. Fighting an invisible enemy. They don't know how to do that. You know. But, you know, going back to this, man, I think this is powerful. You know, the Georgia Black Family Initiative, I think it's a great concept, and we need to continue to expand and do this. If there's any, you know, is there any unincorporated cities or towns or counties or whatever that is up for sale, would definitely like to get involved with that and pool our resources together and own this particular real estate. Real estate is key, you know. Like I keep saying about reparations and separation, similar to the Native American community, right? When they got their reparations, they got land. This is basically reparations, but we pulled our own resources together. We're getting land. So basically, we're buying back what's already supposed to be given to us in the first place. Is our land. So give us our land. Land is, you know, owning a piece of real estate is probably the biggest investment you can ever make in your life. Land is something that will always stay with you, passed down from generation to generation. So land is very vital when it comes to the black family structure, when it comes to black society, period. It's very vital. So you need land. That's the reason why, again, the so-called Native American community got their reparations with land. Right? And that's the same thing we're doing right now. We've seen this become very successful during the Jim Crow era, where we thrived during Black Wall Street, you know, things of that nature. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, we've seen black towns, black cities thrive because our dollar continued to circulate in our communities that we run. We run and own and control the infrastructure, and it's become very successful, very vital. And this is something that we need to continue to happen and continue to thrive. And I definitely, you know, commend the families who decided to do this and were inspired by George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, so many countless of others, and others that will continue to, unfortunately, be gunned down or executed by race soldiers. and just keep getting inspired by this. And I'm inspired by this as well. So definitely would like to get involved in a an opportunity like this when it comes to pass, because I'm starting to stack my money up and try to make some smart investments, you know. And I want definitely get involved in something like this. So I got some money saved up. I definitely want to get involved in something like this when the opportunity presents itself. I definitely want to get involved with something like this. So much respect to the families out there, everybody out there in Georgia. I definitely want to replicate this and make it happen for sure. Shout out to one of my subscribers for sending me this story. Appreciate that, man. This is powerful, man. Powerful. Anyway, fam, those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. I am currently injured. I injured my left knee riding my bike the other day, Friday. So I was in pain pretty much all day Saturday, but I'm still limping. But guess what? I'm still making videos. You know, nothing don't stop me, man. Unless I'm in some kind of bad condition, I'm gonna put out information for the people. I'm gonna continue to do what I do, you know. So it is what it is, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. GMOG Media TV. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at GMOG Fitness, family. Till next time, signing out.